What's up, guys? Have you had bad luck with your relationships in the past? Do your relationships tend to always hit the same wall? Or are you currently in a relationship but don't feel really satisfied? There are 5 little known and unpopular truths that can make or break your relationship if you don't know about them. Do you have trouble keeping your relationships alive? Does it feel like they always hit the same wall after some time? Or are you currently in a relationship but feel unsatisfied with it? Man, I feel you. I've been there as well. You know, the problem is that mainstream media and culture and society paints a very crooked and distorted and inaccurate image of what a relationship is supposed to be like and how it's supposed to work. You learn this story about the white knight saving the damsel in distress, and they fall in love with each other and live forever happily ever after. That's not how this shit works. It's definitely not how this shit works. The problem is nobody ever teaches you how it actually works. And this is why I've put together 5 little known and unpopular truths that can make or break your relationship. Number 1. Have your shit together as a single before you jump into a relationship. This is probably the most violated piece of relationship advice ever. And let me explain why. You know, a lot of people, my friends even, they come up to me and they say, "Oh, Moreno, if only I had a girlfriend, everything would be so much better." It wouldn't. It would feel better because you have someone to distract you from your own issues. And if your life is exaggerated a shit show, if it's a hot steaming pile of shit and you have your issues and there are certain things you haven't sorted out and you're not in line with yourself and you're not satisfied with yourself, that's going to show. And you'll attract someone else who is in that same position in life. And then, you bring both your issues to the relationship and reflect them back off each other. And the whole thing comes crashing down. Your relationship issues often aren't relationship issues. They're your personal issues reflected back at you through a relationship. So what can you do instead? Get your own life together. Work on yourself. Improve yourself. Go work out, find a purpose, educate yourself, become the person you want to be and live the life you want to live before you get into a relationship. Your life is like a big cake, and when you bake a cake, you add the ingredients one after another, and first you build a base and then there comes a fruit on top or whatever you want to put on there, and these are the ingredients to your dream life. And then what comes last, absolutely last, on top, is it's that frosting on top. It's the icing on the cake, and that is what a relationship should be to your life. A relationship can't be the base or a basic ingredient of the cake. Work on yourself first. Become the best version of your true self. Create your dream life, and then you will attract someone who's in that same position in life, who's on the same level, and together you can create a prosperous relationship. Number 2, you are responsible for your life. What do I mean by that? Well, I bet you've been in a situation where, your girlfriend did something to piss you off, or a girl did something to piss you off, and you said, "Oh, man, like, why does she do that? Why does she keep doing that?" I'll tell you why. Because you don't take responsibility. You're the man, and as such, you have to take responsibility. You have to decide how you react to that. You have to decide for yourself, okay, why does she act like that? Why does she act up? Does she have issues? Is it because of my own issues that she notices? Or what is the dynamic behind that? And then you can deal with it. You can sit down with her and say, hey, let's talk. Like, this is behavior I really don't want you to show. Or why do you act like that? But you have to take the responsibility. You can't just lean back and say, oh, it's her fault. She has to work on herself. Dude, it's never gonna happen without you taking responsibility for your own life. And this is not only good relationship advice, but one of the best pieces of life advice I've got to give you. Take responsibility. Life is unfair, relationships are unfair, your partner is gonna do weird things sometimes, I'm telling you that, but you have to take responsibility. You have to say, okay, how can I react to that? And if there's no way I can react to that to make it better, well, then you have to take the responsibility and ask yourself, is this still worth it? Or do I need to break it off and maybe find someone else? It's hard, you know, I know that it's hard taking responsibility, but put yourself in front of the mirror every morning and say to yourself, I did this to myself and I'm doing this to myself. This is my life and I'm in charge of it. Stop, you know, get out of that victim mentality, get out of that victim mindset and empower yourself. Take charge, take action. Number 3, you can't change someone. You know, when you get together with someone, it's all nice and lovey-dovey and feelings are flowing and you've got the rose-colored glasses on and everything. But after a while, you start to notice behavior that you don't like as much, to put it that way. It might be that your partner, let's say your girlfriend has gotten a bit lazy, you know. Maybe she was working out in the beginning and everything, but now she's just coming home from her job, plopping down on the couch, eating a pizza, and she's getting lazy and she's gaining a bit of weight, and it's a very sensitive topic around women anyways. So how can you deal with that? Well, first things first, you can't make someone change. It's her decision, it's her life, and she's taken responsibility for that. But that doesn't mean you're stuck with the same version of your partner forever. You can do 3 things to help them change, to inspire them to change, you know. First thing is lead by example. Inspire them. Go work out yourself, hit the gym, go for a run, go swimming, grab a bike, whatever it is that floats your boat, you know, do that and show her how much fun it can be, you know, inspire them. But she has to look in you and say, oh man, that's really cool. I wish I could join, you know, that's the position you want to put yourself into. Step number 2 is inspire curiosity in her. Ask the right questions, you know. If you tell someone, oh, you need to do this and that, they'll have their defenses up like that. You know, it's just going to be like, nope, not going to do that. You told me to. I'm not going to do it. So instead, what's much more powerful is getting them to answer the questions themselves with the right answers. So, you know, ask them, are you happy with your life? You know, do you feel comfortable being yourself at the moment? Would you like to exercise a bit more? Would you think this would be fun? Would it be something you'd like to do together with me? You know, these kind of questions. And if they come up with the answers themselves, that's so much more powerful than you telling them that they should do a certain thing. Third step you can take is support them on their journey. If you see your girlfriend maybe would like to work out or she's uncomfortable with her weight and she doesn't feel good about it, well, make it easier for her to change, you know. Tell her, hey, how about we cook together tonight and cook up something healthy? How about we go for a run tomorrow? Things like these, you know, encourage and support her. These are the 3 steps you can take. Lead by example, ask the right questions, and support them on their journey. But even if you do that, and I want to drive that point home, you can't force someone to change. It just doesn't work. You know, they have to do that themselves, and if they don't, well, they're grown up, they're their own person. Then you again have to take responsibility and decide, how do I deal with that? Number 4, love is a choice, not a feeling. What do I mean by that? Well, what do you think of when you hear the term love? You probably think of butterflies in the stomach and, you know, love on first sight and smelling a girl's hair and it's beautiful and you're just enamored by her. And you have a hot sex in the bedroom and in a candle illuminated whirlpool and all these sorts of things. That's not love. That's infatuation or lust. Love isn't this feeling that compels you to do something. Love is a conscious choice you make every day. You know, when a relationship lasts for a while and the feelings start to fade, that's when you see if you two are really loving each other or not, or if it was just, fleeting feelings. Because then you have to make these decisions, and a relationship comes down to very, very simple, mundane, everyday decisions. And that determines if it's going to work or not. There comes a time when your partner needs your support, but you wanted to do something else. Maybe you wanted to go out with the boys tonight. Or maybe you need your energy for yourself and your time for yourself. Or maybe they drove you nuts earlier today and now they're asking you to help them. And then you have to make that decision, conscious decision that says, I know about the flaws of this person, but I still love them and I still want to make it work, and I'm willing to bring forward the effort and to put in what I have to put in to make this work. And that is the beautiful thing about love, because it's not a feeling that compels you to do something. You make that choice yourself every day. And every time you go through hell and back with someone, the love grows, and your relationship prospers. But again, it's a conscious decision every day. Number 5, the Coolidge Effect. The Coolidge Effect is named after the researcher who conducted a super interesting experiment on rats. They placed a male rat in a cage with a single female and then measured how often they would mate. And in the beginning, they were going at it like crazy. They were pounding from night till dawn. Over time, the male's interest in the female declined. But when they put new female rats in the cage, the male's frequency of mating went up again. So basically, the male got bored of the old female, and his interest sparked again when he got introduced to new females. And this doesn't only apply to rats, it applies to many other species as well, including us humans. It makes sense from an evolutionary perspective. We men are wired to spread our genes and spread our DNA across as many females as we can possibly do. And this Coolidge effect kicks in your relationship every time. In the beginning, you're just like, I know, man, you're just having so much fun in the bedroom. You literally forgot to eat, drink, and sleep. You're just having sex all day long. And it's fun and it's great. But over time, that interest in your woman, it declines. It's completely natural. The question is, again, being responsible for that. What you do with it. How can you react to that? How can you prevent that from breaking your relationship? And of course, you're kind of limited in that you only have one female in your relationship, only one woman you are with. But the amazing thing is that with that woman, you spend a lot of time. You grow close to each other. You learn to trust each other. You learn to communicate. And that is what you have to do. You have to put an active effort into keeping your sex life on top, You have to communicate, communicate, communicate. Really, if there's one thing that's crucial to a good or great sex life, is communication. Just talk, talk, talk. Talk about it. Explore each other's desires. Get comfortable talking about it and get comfortable being sexual with each other and expressing your desires and trying things out, even if, if you notice afterwards that that's not really your thing and your partner didn't like it either, well, no biggie, you'll try something else. It's just, as a man, you have the responsibility to make your woman feel comfortable. Women grow up with a lot of slut shaming, They're afraid of being openly sexual because society will judge them. So it's really your task to make them feel comfortable with their sex life, talking about their sex life, and exploring things. And if you can manage that, if you can manage to make a woman really comfortable and unleash her inner freak, which every woman has, I guarantee you, man, it's gonna blow your mind, and it's gonna blow your mind for a long time, and you can keep that up for years and years and years, and ideally forever. These are the 5 little known unpopular truths that will make or break your relationship. Have your shit together as a single before you jump into a relationship. You are responsible for your relationship and your life. You cannot make someone change. Love is a choice, not a feeling. And your relationship sex should be better than your single sex. All right, guys, thank you for listening. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up below. I'll put a link in the description to my blog and to my Instagram where there's more content. If you're into reading, I've got a lot of stuff on my blog you can check out, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.